So the number one tip I would give all college freshmen, and even if you're a freshman in high school, but especially if you're a freshman in college, you're an athlete, my number one tip for you going into college and having to learn how to deal with being a student athlete, but especially learning how to deal with athletics, is to focus on your mental game. Okay? And why I say that is, one, from experience. I learned from experience that I wasn't as mentally prepared for college as I should have been. There was a lot of outside circumstances that I let control me mentally. Not that they were ideal circumstances, but I should have dealt with them better mental game wise. And so when you go into college as a freshman, you're on whatever sports team it is, it's a tough transition to step into that setting because, one, you're sitting there thinking, okay, I'm a freshman. My freshman year, am I going to compete for playing time? Or maybe am I not? Maybe I'm a player. I've got a bunch of upperclassmen ahead of me, and so I'm going to have to just work hard, push them all season. And so I think a lot of freshmen, when you go in, you have specific expectations of either playing time or how practices are going to go, what things are going to look like, what your routine's going to look like. But one of the reasons I say mental game is because you're stepping into a new organization, a new team, new coaches, new teammates, a whole new flow of how everything is done. And that's going to take some time to get used to. And so if you are not mentally prepared for, hey, it's a lot of hard work. That's the first one. It's a lot of hard work. And also, if you're not mentally prepared for the fact that maybe you're not going to get a lot of playing time, you're going to have to put in the same work as everyone else. And you may have experienced this before, maybe you haven't. Okay, you might not get a lot of playing time and you're sitting there competing and working hard your freshman year, and it just might not come for one reason or another. And there are so many great things about being a freshman, about being able to learn and grow from all of the upperclassmen you have, which I would say take advantage of that. Learn and grow from your upperclassmen, from your coaches, whatever it may be. But for me, I wasn't mentally tough enough with just some of even the coaching styles that were different to me than I had experienced my entire life. And so I had to learn how to deal with those. And it took me even a couple years after that to learn how to mentally process and work through some of those things. So athletes, freshman athletes, your first semester that you step into college, I would say even before you get to college, but if you're going into college right now, read a mental game book. Read at least one mental game book. I could give you a whole list, but I would say read at least one mental game book and be intentional every single day or every single practice about working on your mental game, because the mentally tough athletes are the ones who most of the time they're excelling in their performance as well. And so I like any book by Brian Cain. You have Gary Mack writes Mental Gym. There's a lot of great books out there. Ken Revisit does some stuff. There's so many great books out there. Go Google and search for mental game books, but take advantage of those resources. There are great podcasts that you can listen to this. Shameless plug, on the 951 podcast, we have people in season 1 who are talking a lot about, we have a few episodes about mental game work and what you can do to help your mental game. So freshmen, my number one tip for you over everything else going into your sport, into college, over even physical preparation, is mental game preparation. Make sure your mind is right, your mental game is there, be constantly working on that. And physically, there's a reason you're there anyway. You're a great athlete. You're meant to be there. You wouldn't have got recruited. So really focus on that mental game to help you prepare and enjoy your freshman year and enjoy the experience and not make yourself miserable. So again, go check out one of those books, go listen to a podcast, or even go talk to someone who works with athletes in mental game. That's also a great resource, but work on that mental game.